Okay, this is exercise 2.1 NCERT, class 10th, chapter polynomial, and here we are going to discuss zeros of the given curves. Curves are graphs. Now see, in this, these are the examples from NCERT, and these are the exercise questions from NCERT. So these are the 6 questions from NCERT exercise 2.1, and these are the examples. So you see, we have to decide how many zeros we are having for this graph, and for all. So the concept is, you have to check this curve is cutting x-axis or not, and how many places. You see, here and here. Here this curve is cutting and here this curve is cutting. And don't bother about y-axis. We have to only look for x-axis. This curve is even cutting y-axis here, but don't bother. We have to discuss only x-axis. So 2 places this curve is cutting, correct? So we are having 2 zeros of this curve. Now in previous video we have discussed every curve whatever is there has some specific equation, correct? So these 2 values, suppose I am considering this is x is equal to -2 and this I am considering x is equal to 7. So x is equal to -2 and x is equal to 7. Why I am taking this negative? Because this is left side of the origin point, that's why I am taking negative, and this is right side of the origin point, so positive. So -2 and 7 became 2 zeros of that equation. Which equation? Equation of the curve, equation of the graph. That will be some polynomial. So now see, so we are having 2 zeros for this graph, for this polynomial. Now similarly here we are having 2 points. Again I am saying, don't look y-axis intersection point. We have to only look intersection point on x-axis. We are having 2, correct? Now see, and don't be confused, this is downward, this is upward. Don't bother about that. It can be any direction, you know. It can be like this also. It can be like this also. It can be like this also. Any direction. We have to only see how many intersection points are there on x-axis. Count those points, and that will be number of zeros for the particular curve. Okay. Now see, here you can say we are having only one intersection point, or you can say this curve is touching the x-axis at one point, correct? See, here it's purely cutting, correct? But here it's touching. You can say cutting at one point, or you can say touching there, correct? So this curve is touching at one point. So for this particular curve I am having only 1 zero, and for this again only 1. For this again only 1. Don't bother about this cut. Why? Because this cut is on y-axis, right? Now see, all the 4 curves I am drawing here, they all are not touching or not cutting the x-axis, right? So they are not having zeros. Here, no. This is a constant polynomial, right? This is not touching or cutting x-axis. Now see here, this curve is cutting. Now see, this is the first question of exercise 2.1, and second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So here polynomial is 1, here polynomial is 1, 2, 3. 3 intersection points we are having, and here 2. Again I am saying, don't look shape and size. We are only discuss how many zeros we are having. So we are having 2 zeros. Here we are having 3 zeros. Shapes are different. We have only one concept, and that concept is intersection point on x-axis. That's all. Here we are having 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 zeros for this particular graph. And here 1 cutting, 1 touching, 1 touching. So 1, 2, 3. Done. So 2.1 exercise done. Okay then. Pause the video.